EVA to replace the bearing motor roll ring module is important because we need that capability to rotate those solar arrays on that axis to optimize power generation from the solar arrays. This is particularly important with the addition of Columbus and Jim in the near future. So it's an important step for us to get that power generation back up to where it's optimized.
The choreography for this EVA will be very complex, both on orbit and with the ground. Because we're dealing with a solar array that produces kilowatts of power, we have to be very conscientious of when we're going to be opening connectors that will expose us to that power. So the bulk of the activities, or the critical activities, will have to be performed at night when the solar array is not producing any power or much power at all.
And obviously the ground has actually, in this case, a lot more landing steps maybe than we would have in some of our other EVAs. And it's interesting that we both have to choreograph our activities with what they're doing as well. So it is more complicated in that sense, I think, and probably more like the second and third EVA that Dan and I did, where we were doing steps in coordination with the ground. For this EVA, we're going to be replacing the bearing motor roll ring module. And it's additionally complex because it's really the gut of what's holding the solar array in place. And so Dan and I will have to coordinate when we release and grapple onto the canister in order not to lose the solar array. That would lose us a whole lot of style points.
Yeah, this kind of a garbage can-sized device not only transmits all of the power from the solar array to the truss structure where it's accumulated and given to the station, but also provides the mechanical connection. So to simply replace this, or to replace this item, we need to use latches that are already in place and make sure that those are tied down so that the solar array doesn't go floating away. That's probably the biggest danger of this EVA. If time allows, at the end of this EVA, we're going to be going back to starboard Sarge, the solar array rotary joint, and see if we can do some more data gathering to see what kind of problem, or to help the ground troubleshoot the problems that the Sarge is experiencing. We just completed or the ground just completed a good visual inspection of that Sarge using the camera on the station's robotic arm, and any data that we will get looking under some covers that we were not able to access during the last EVA will provide just additional data to help them figure out what's going on and come up with the best plan to get that Sarge back in action.
Dan and I are going to be conducting our sixth EVA of each of our careers for this spacewalk. And we're both obviously very much looking forward to it. Any opportunity to go outside is a very, very special event. And during my first expedition, I got to do one spacewalk, and it was the most memorable moment of the entire 6 months. And I really, really enjoyed the entire 6 months. But for this expedition, I think what has been very special is to have done multiple EVAs, to really get to have the opportunity to look around occasionally and see how beautiful it is. And the thing that just strikes me so much about doing spacewalks now is that huge structure that we've built up here. It's just amazing to see. It's in its own way just as beautiful as looking at the Earth.
And my thoughts on performing my sixth EVA also of my career, and as Peggy and I were saying, this will be the fourth one that we will have performed together. I remember when I started as an astronaut about 10 years ago, the folks that had in the office that had 2 or 3 EVAs were like the big spacewalk heroes, and it's incredible to think that in 10 years it's now fairly common for a crew member to have 4 or 5, maybe 6 or more EVAs, and it's a real testament to the folks on the ground and how good the training is, and how well the suits work. And it's really an amazing thing to think that in both for Peggy and me for these last 3 months, we will have done 5 EVAs each. So we're really proud to be part of that program, and it's quite an honor for me to be able to be in the suit and get the work done.
Using them in alignment pins, stove failed broom and cover, push and broom center fastener, soft dock, hand tight broom center fastener, hand engage housing fasteners in an X pattern. Hand engage in this case.
Latches at all?
Yeah, we do. Rotate. Look at hand engage housing fasteners. Oh, and then hand tighten. Oh, hand engage and hand tightener is different. Well, okay.
Okay.
So rotate dual latch fasteners. So that's what you just said. A2 clockwise 2, and then connecting plate. So that's the only thing we have to do. So clockwise 2, A2, clockwise 2.
Latches.
Yes.
And I'm going to go to broom latch, okay?
Broom latch.
And there's, got to push in.
Green light. 2.8.
Put the cover back on.
In fact, that might be one of the first things you do before the bolts.
Yeah, after the center bolt.
Yeah.
And then you'll want to attach, I guess, that red, the large, small.
Oh yeah. To a hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got a straight line going.
Yeah.
It's a cake.
So you get ready to stop.
So that.
So you get ready to stop.
Yeah.
Watch the broom. The broom's going to hit the... Yeah, there you go. We also got that extra few 100 pounds on your back.
Right, I know.
Deal with.